What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're about to recap the Monday night games for week 14 and also talk about the week 15 Thursday night football game. As always, before we break all that down, go down, like and subscribe. Comment what y'all thought of the Dolphins collapse against the Titans or the Giants. Like both big dogs won on Monday night. And then let us hear your picks for the Chargers Raiders game now that Justin Herbert's out for the season. I'm Paul Pickle William Concha, and I'm joined with.
You already know, man. It's your boy Kev Waterboy Savoy, and I'm over here with the beautiful Miss Mia Bella. Paul, man. We had two games on Monday. Both bangers on the low, and they didn't set up like that. When you looked on paper, you wasn't expecting two fucking heaters down to the wire, get last second game winning drive type games. But that's what we fucking got at the same time. And I was like, what made me mad about it was that Red Zone spoiled me so much that like I was like, yo, there are two games playing right now. Why can't I just watch both of them on the same channel? Like this is weird. Like I'm so spoiled by Red Zone. I was literally watching Monday like this is some bullshit. Why the fuck do I gotta watch two games on two different devices?
Owned by the same parent company.
Yeah,
Because
they
you
knew what they
saw
were doing.
anytime the other team would score, they would go to like a secondary screen to show it. Like you would never see that on like 1 o'clock,
Right.
4 o'clock.
They kept the team score in the top left the entire time. I was like, that's how you know that was some business shit right there.
Like it's March Madness.
Nah, literally. But it was fucking phenomenal. I'm over here expecting a boring day of football. What game would you like to start with
I just
first?
want to get this out of the way. I'm already not thinking about it, but I guess I gotta bring it up. The letdown which happened in South Beach. Miami's first loss at home on the season was to the Tennessee Titans, the biggest dog of the year, 13 and a half points, biggest dog of the year now that won a game. And I mean, it was in our hands. Like we look good early. Tyreek gets hurt. Offense looks fucking abysmal. But we could run the ball. But for some boneheaded reason, they were trying to prove that we could throw the ball without Tyreek in the game. And we kept getting some 3-and-outs, some ugly possessions, and let the Titans come back into the game. And then Tyreek comes back in the game after halftime. We kind of get down the field. We're cooking. At fourth quarter, we go, what did we score? Yeah, we scored fucking 17 points unanswered in the fourth quarter. I thought we were gravy. 27-13, 4.5 minutes left. Thought we was fucking gravy. And then our defense just completely lets them do whatever they want. They started playing prevent defense in the 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and just let Will Levis walk the ball down. Didn't need to use a timeout either. Just walk the ball down. Everyone get out of bounds, and then everything else is history. The D Hop touchdown, the Derrick Henry touchdown, Nick Folk extra point wins the game, and Miami's looking here like a fucking. We're looking like frauds. That's the only word I can describe it right now. Where we're looking like frauds, especially when what made it worse was the fact Tyreek got hurt and our offenses fell apart. So all us Tua fans, everyone screaming like it isn't just Tyreek Hill. Da 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 da. We kind of look foolish right now.
Tragic. I mean, just a little bit, but it happens. This was just a crazy week. This was no. If you look back at this week, there's no way you could have guessed a lot of the stuff that went down this week. But when I look at you guys' game, I think everything changes in the second quarter with 8 minutes and 38 seconds left. At this point, it's 7-0, and the touchdown that you guys scored was a pick six through an athletic ass interception by, I want to say, Wilkins. Your
Zach Sealer,
Oh yeah, Jit is a
right
truck.
hand man. He's the right hand man to Wilkins.
Yeah, he's a truck. I fuck with Brody right there. That was an athletic guy's play. But it all changed when Will Levis, it's third down, and Will Levis, I want to say it's third down and 8, maybe third down and 10. Will Levis, Will Levis is trying to throw the ball, has no opening. So then he kind of shows his nuts. He shakes off a sack from Chubb. He goes down. He goes head up with Jalen Ramsey, and then he gets stopped. And he's now I watched that, and I was like, "Yo, I didn't know he had dog in him like that." It's a great thing that this drive is over. This is going to be a field goal because kept it up. If this drive kept going, they definitely would have scored some momentum. And guess what happened? Chubb takes his helmet off. I don't know for what reason.
Stupid, yeah.
Yeah, for what reason the frustration level was. And he takes his helmet off. Now, penalty. They get a new set of downs. With that down, they score. With that new set of downs, they score. And that's when I realized I was like, oh, this game is going to be close. This for some reason this game is going to be close because that should have never fucking happened. And after that, it was just an up and down collapse game. I don't understand though. What the fuck happened in that last 4 minutes besides for this man? Like, what made Big Fangio think prevent defense is the way to go?
No, Vic
Even
Fangio was pissed. Apparently, I don't know if what was going on, but apparently he was pissed at his defense for like what was going on. I don't know if the players took the gases off the pedal or if Vic Fangio was calling shit soft, but he was pissed on over there with the results that was happening on the field and shit. So was I. And then like we get the ball, we get a first down. We get a couple first downs, game's over. No Tyreek Hill. We're looking for it was three plays in a row or nothing. And then Tua gets sacked. That basically iced it there. We have to punt the ball back to him. And this the defense it was a total team collapse on both sides of the ball in that last 4 minutes.
yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy AF. But now it makes you ask the questions. What does this mean now? Like, is this something that speaks on the Dolphins on how they're going to continue? Because remember last year that was the big criticism that Mike McDaniel's
It's
team gets
showing
figured
to
out.
me. It's showing to me that it's either if Tyreek Hill isn't in the game, good luck in that first round of playoffs.
Oh wow,
That's what this showed me. Like, because without Tyreek Hill, like our offense, we couldn't get a first down no more. It was like multiple plays and that's multiple drives in that second half that I just didn't even get past the 50. I
mm,
know the offensive line's still banged up. I know we'll be healthier there. So, but like there was multiple, and the commentators were saying it. Like Tua, when the quick throws weren't there because Tyreek wasn't on the field anymore, he wasn't getting open in the first 2 seconds. Tua had time. He was in the pocket. He would get out of the pocket, roll out. Like he had time, and there's never could get the ball down the field. So it was like that quick throw to Tyreek's not there, and then after that, Tua we didn't know what to do on offense.
yeah, and yeah, it was a good game. Like I'm looking at the highlights right now. I forgot about it in the third down in the third quarter with 10 seconds left when they reversed the touchdowns for the Titans, and the Titans had to settle for a field goal. Like I really thought that was the best that they had. I thought the game was in you guys' grasp after that, especially with Tyreek back. But shit went
Bro,
down.
we got the fumble recovery on the muff punt in the fourth quarter to set up the second touchdown for us to go on the big lead. And I was sitting there so happy because in fantasy I was down by like 40 points, and I was down by like 50 points, and I had Saquon who had 20, Waddle who ended with like 15, and I had the Dolphins defense. And the Dolphins defense at that point after that fumble recovery was at like 18 points, and I had just took the lead by like two, and I was like, oh, I just fucking won. I got super lit. Because of the fourth quarter collapse, they end up scoring only like 8 points, and I lose the game by like three total points. And
Crazy.
Saquon still went on to catch like still put up like another 2 points. Waddle got an extra point or two, and like but just because the defenses went from 18 to like 7 in a matter of 4 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, you're going through it, man. But we gonna pray for the Dolphins.
But we got to get to the next one. This is, I think, my favorite dog of the week right here. I mean, the story keeps going. The Cinderella story keeps growing. We got Tommy DeVito leading the New York Giants to a third win over the Green Bay Packers, 24-22. I did say on the recap of the Sunday slate, this would be like the most Packers shit ever if they beat all the really good teams and then they end up losing to the Giants on prime time ball. I didn't change my pick because
Those were your exact words.
and DeVito not only did they win the game, but the clutchness. Tommy DeVito last minute drive to get them like throwing that bit. Like he wasn't just throwing little dinks and dunks. That was my whole thing against him was over. He's not allowed to throw the ball further than 5 yards. Right, he was slinging that motherfucker, especially late game.
Oh man, you guys did play some solid defense. I'm looking at the highlights right now. I apologize, but Tommy D is an interesting story right now. It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting. I remember our first season, and I just kept saying the Giants are the gift that keeps on giving. I think they're the gift that keeps on giving, but now they're finally giving back to their community, like their fans, because they deserve. They've been down bad for a while, but Tommy D's getting wins now. Ever since they started letting them loose, unleashing what he could do, he's showing that like, yo, this is a he can make this team better. And like Saquon Barkley is looking good these games because of how the offense is rolling and cooking. Tommy D is dangerous, and I respect the fact that they got the game winning drive to get the field goal because this was right after the Packers had just drove it down on their ass.
Yeah, it left like enough time where you're worried if it's a premier quarterback on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But not the Giants squad. Even though they've been winning, you're sitting there like, damn, it was a good story. Like, of course, the Packers come down and score with like a minute left, game over.
But I'm thinking this Packers defense is going to end this game like they're supposed to. Nope.
He threw like a 41-yarder to like Wan'Dale Robinson. He said, fuck it, I'll get all the yards in one play right here. And then at that point, they were just running the ball out, running the clock out. What else though in this game? I was gonna say Jaquan had 2 touchdowns. This was the fun fact. It was believe it or not, the Giants are 1 game away from playoffs, out of the playoffs.
That's crazy.
1 game of the wild card. If they win and whoever's sitting those spots ahead of them lose, they're in the bitch at 5-8.
And remember who's the fucking top 2 in their division right now. So like they're really the wild card.
See that's where the story probably comes to an end. Is they still have to play the Eagles twice in the next 4 weeks.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's dead. I mean, we'll see. we'll see because hey man, anything can happen. This is one of those leagues. But Paul, this is another example of the fact that I don't get kicks. I keep trying to tell people this, and they be thinking I'm bullshit. Kicks do not go my way. When it comes down to a kick, I am the most nervous motherfucker alive.
And it's crazy because you got Younghoe Koo. Like, at least in the last 5 years, you had someone who's automatic.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in general, when he's picks.
Just watching it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and look, don't get me wrong. And Younghoe Koo missed 2 kicks this week after being named the greatest, having the greatest field goal percentage in NFL history by 0.5. That's dead. So like,
a lot of times, especially primetime games, when I see missed kicks, I'd be like, it's like a circle. Like I'm just circling that. Like somewhere along the line, that 3 points is gonna affect something. Either y'all lost the game by like 3 or 2, or y'all having to go for something on a 4th down because of possession, or even the spread. The spread bet. Like if you would have made this, y'all would have covered the spread. Not like type shit.
Like it's crazy, but kicks do not go my way this season. But this week, there was a lot of missed kicks, even blocked and muffed punts. Like there was just a lot of really weird plays this week.
Yeah, the Panthers kicker got damn near murdered on his block punt. Dolphins on Monday prime time, the block kick. Jason Saunders gets his shit blocked, and it was from the front. Most of the time, you've seen someone run off the edge and do it, but that was like a straight up someone just reaching up high and jumping and blocking it.
Bro, they're practicing these special teams and they're going crazy with it. But yeah, man, week 14 was a great fucking week. I'm not gonna lie to you. Definitely stay tuned for the Totally Blitz highlight reel at Totally_Blitz on Twitter because that shit's about to be nice.
And then the segue into the week 15, the nice little Thursday bridge game to get you ready for the Sunday games. And we actually got Saturday games this weekend as well, Kev. Did you want to knock out the Saturday games today? I'm thinking about it. That's the way we recorded. So fuck it. Start off Thursday night. Raiders 3-point favorite over the Chargers, who Justin Herbert's out for the season. and be Justin Eastick is the starter. Easton, I don't know how to say his name, but he'll be whoever started when he went out is now starting for the rest of the season. Raiders 3-point favorite at home, Kev. This is coming off the week where they scored 0 points. Again,
Yeah, 3-point favorite is crazy.
I mean, maybe Vegas knows something. It is the Las Vegas Raiders. How do you feel about this one?
Bro, we've seen so many backup quarterbacks come in and play well. We just saw Joe Flacco have 300 points, 300 yards last week. We saw Will Levis. Besides
Fake
for this,
Browning.
yeah, like we're seeing backup quarterbacks play really well out of nowhere, type shit. Like the Falcons lost to what, two backup quarterbacks in a row because Josh Dobbs and then Kyler Murray fresh off injury. Like we, there's a lot of random quarterback play right now. So you can't really just call immediately just call the Chargers out with them just because Justin Herbert's is done.
And Raiders, I mean, Aiden O'Connell, he wasn't the starter. It was Jimmy G when it.
I forgot about Aiden O'Connell. It's about to be the battle of backups.
Yeah, and like I would agree with you on most of that, but I will point out is it's not like the Chargers were winning shit with Justin Herbert. We gotta keep that in mind. It's not like this was a Chargers team that was dominating teams and they were still losing with Herbert, and now he's got a backup coming in. It's not like the Bengals who are getting they shit together with Burrow, and then Browning comes in and keeps the ship together, and like Dobbs does with the Vikings. This was a Chargers team that just think about the locker room. It was already probably at a low point. They're probably like, bro, why the fuck is Staley still here? Like, what the fuck's up?
Literally.
And then all of a sudden, your guy, your franchise guy is out for the season. But it might be kind of hard to wake up for that early practice the next day.
Yeah, no, that shit is sick. Cause you over here thinking in the film room, like, bro, what the fuck? We were supposed to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, man. I signed how long of a contract again? 4 years?
No, that's funny as fuck. But nah, I just feel like because I was also gonna say just because you can't just automatically count the Chargers out for playing without Justin Herbert doesn't mean you shouldn't. Doesn't mean you shouldn't. Like now, because of the fact that like this Chargers defense hasn't looked great. Like they've
They got
lost a lot of
names.
close games. They got who?
They got names. And Khalil Mack is having, I think he's like either second or third for sacks.
Nah, you respect, yeah, they got Joey Bosa and stuff, but they don't get wins. And then there's no running game that can help this backup quarterback. So he's gonna have to probably come in here and throw 40 passes, knowing Brandon Staley has.
We got, I mean, on paper, outside of the quarterback situation, but you're just looking at skill position. You got Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen. Like on paper, just with those two skill positions, you would think this is gonna be a fun game. But like, this is another game you just don't know what the fuck you're gonna see. It could be the Jake Browning experience where this the backup comes in and Aiden O'Connell somehow has an amazing day because the Chargers defense is one of the worst against the pass, and it's a shootout between the backups. Or we could see the same thing we saw between the Vikings and Raiders last week, a 3-0 game. They came down to like a fourth quarter kick.
We'll see. It'll be about, but we'll see, man.
Are you? I'm probably gonna. And see, this game is so hard for me because like I want to take the Raiders just because the whole like I think the Chargers is dead in the locker room right now. Like they just lost their guy. But off principle, I don't think you can pick a team that put up 0 points in 4 quarters, a whole 60-minute ball game. I'm gonna take disgustingly. I'm gonna take the Chargers, and it's just because they're on the road.
They do play well on the road. But I think I'm gonna take the Raiders. I think I'm hoping this Raiders team can just look good for 1 week because I feel like sometimes they just do. Like they because they've had weeks where they made Devontae Adams look like that Ferrari that's sitting in the garage. Like we've seen this Raiders team. So I think this is gonna be one of those weeks. I think this game's gonna be better than expected. It's not gonna be a 3-0 type game again. We're praying that we don't see none of those again. But I'm gonna take the Raiders on this one because like their morale's probably crazy low too, but can't be as bad as the Chargers.
And then we got the Saturday slate, all NFL Network games. One at 1 o'clock, one at 4:30, and one at 8:15. I'm gonna let you pick what time you want to go first.
Let's go straight through.
Okay, at 1 o'clock, AFC battle, AFC versus NFC battle right here. Bengals 3.5 point favorite at home, taking on taking on Minnesota Vikings, and I believe Nick Mullins is going to be the starter after they benched Josh Dobbs, and he came in and led them to the victory last week. But you never know. They might be whoever has the hotter hand that game. But it's taking on the red hot Jake Browning.
No, that's crazy. We were just talking about both these teams in the last game.
It's only right we start with them.
Yeah, so I mean, as if you were listening for the last 10 minutes, we're obviously high on Jake Browning right now. So right now, we'll see how we feel in a couple weeks.
This is a week-to-week relationship.
Facts every time. But we're high on Brody right now. I'm trusting him over. We don't know if Justin Jefferson is playing yet, do we?
He seems like he's going to play. From the reports I saw, signs are looking towards he will play.
So we'll see what goes down with them. But I'm definitely liking this Jake Browning right now, especially with the way that the skill players in Ja'Marr Chase, Joe Mixon, they really played well these last few games. So I'm definitely trusting that this Bengals team continues to try to make a push for the playoffs, even though they don't have their quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings in the last 2 games combined have put up a total of 13 points. The Bengals alone put up 34 last week, 34 the week before. I don't think this is going to be a close game at all, really. Like, one of my best bets would be take the Bengals minus 3.5. I think that spread, they're trying to scare you with the 3.5 instead of 3, so you feel comfortable with the field goal. I think the Bengals are going to come in here and just, as long as Jake Browning's healthy and plays the full game, they're going to put up 30 points on this Vikings defense. Nick Mullins, I think he might come in and look pretty good, but just that third string quarterback syndrome, where he's going to end up throwing an interception, costly, that gets taken back for a touchdown, and then they're questioning, maybe should Dobbs come in, and then we'll end up seeing Dobbs in the fourth quarter after a fumble from Nick Mullins. The old saying, you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback.
Right.
And then our next game, the 4 o'clock game. I mean, these are all good games. I mean, everyone playing on Saturday has a winning record.
Nice.
Colts versus Steelers. Both are 7-6 in the AFC picture wow. This is huge right now for the playoff picture. Colts are at home. They are 2.5 point favorite. They are coming off a very good win last week. They lost. They got blown out by the Bengals, who we're just talking about. But I mean, before that, they were on a 4-game winning streak with Gardner Minshew. And then the Steelers coming off of back-to-back losses to very bad opposition in the Cardinals and the Patriots, Kev.
Bro, remember the beginning of the season when the Steelers started off 7-5? I was just racking in them random Steelers wins. It would be so nice. I'm looking at you like, damn, Paul, it's tragic. Like,
no Kenny.
Yeah, but it's crazy how many backup quarterbacks are playing in the league right now. I feel like the last 3 games we've only talked about backup quarterbacks. And again, we're talking backups. Who started, Mitch or the other dude?
We have yet to talk about a starter for the games. Thursday night game is backup for the Chargers, backup for the Raiders. Saturday, 1 o'clock, backup Vikings, backup Bengals. And then Steelers backup, Colts backup.
And that's crazy. I mean, you kind of have to be kind of insane a little bit to not take the Colts on this game. But I will say that Mike Tomlin isn't the best loser that I've met. And every week, I always say this defense. I'm learning that this defense can't cover an abysmal offense every week. But you can't ever count the Steelers team out against anybody, truthfully.
These are teams that both teams are teams you don't know. Like every game, I feel like I'm repeating myself. Like these are teams I don't know are showing up. These teams have yet to show me a true identity on a team that I will come to expect week in, week out. Like with the Colts, their defense, some drives they look unstoppable. Other drives, there's a reason why they're let up like 20 points per game. Like I'm gonna have to go with the Colts too, but it's also I just think the Kenny Pickett, he wasn't doing too good to begin with for the Steelers. But the backup is just so much worse than Mitch Trubisky or Mason Rudolph, whoever they choose to go with. Whereas Gardner Minshew, that boy be getting shiesty out there.
Facts. And he be hitting his nice little shimmy.
But, ugh.
Minshew Mania.
And in our final game, Kev, this is the primetime game on Saturday night. This is some starting quarterbacks here. We got Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions coming off the ass whooping the Bears gave them. They're a 5-point favorite taking on the Denver Broncos, Kev, who are coming off the ass whooping they gave the Chargers. How do you feel about the Jared Goff, Russell Wilson scenario we got brewing Saturday night?
Wow, so like this is very interesting how the set of games got picked. So all the games on the slate so far is either by backup quarterbacks or quarterbacks that play like backups most of the time. But they have glimmers of like, and recently Jared Goff has been showing big backup vibes.
He's going back to his ways.
Yeah, they were calling him Jared Goof on the Pat McAfee show, and I was like, damn. They just do an extra. They just traded an F for an O in your name and made you sound like a hoe. But we're not gonna get too deep into that, homie. I'm gonna let you live.
That's wild.
Yeah, that shit is fucked up. But like, I think it's really the defense too. But like, nobody's gonna talk about that. But this game needs no like introduction. Like, how do you think this is gonna go?
See, again, this is the same question I had last week towards you. With what Jared Goff am I getting? And I'm happy I got a new name for the other one. Am I getting Jared Goff or am I getting Jared Goof? These are two different people, bro. Like I do like how you pointed out the defense. Like the Bears put up 28 against them. That should not be happening. I mean, they beat the Saints 33 to 28, but they were up 21-0 in the first quarter, and then like they shouldn't have been that close. The Vikings were slicing and dicing them when they lost to them the week prior. But it also starts with Jared Goff the first 10 weeks of the season. That man didn't turn over the ball. That man was doing his job, no fumbles really, no really interceptions. The run game was working and didn't have to rely too much on like the extra plays. Whereas now where the Lions, they seem to kind of stalled out offensively, where the Laporta's not tricking people as a rookie tight end no more. People are like zoning in on, okay, we can't let Laporta get going. Amon St. Brown's still getting his, but it's not really accumulating into like great drives. And it's like overall, you can put it all on Jared Goof. But the Lions altogether haven't really been clicking as a team on like sustaining good drives, getting a lot of points, and defense holding people to 3-and-outs and stuff. I'm gonna go against my better judgment, and maybe it's because I've been burned by the Lions a couple times back to back, a few weeks already. I'm gonna go with the Broncos here, just because once again I think they this is a team. Yes, they're 7-6, but I know who they are now. Sean Payne has shown me this is a team that's gonna run the ball a lot, play good defense, and you might get beat by a play action play here or there by Russell Wilson and Courtland Sutton. And they will put up 17 to 24 points every week.
Yeah, I mean, and there's gonna be, like you said, there's gonna be that play to, from Russ to Courtland Sutton that you and me that I'm gonna come on the show on Sunday night talking about some wow.
It was a Hail Mary, like one hand snag last week. It was like, well, got that in the bag?
Literally. And I think those connections are like what keeps these games keeps them winning. Cause like it's always them running down and you're thinking like, why are they even in this game? And then you remember like, oh, Courtland Sutton did make a big play. Like Courtland Sutton makes a big play that kind of changes the dynamic of the game a lot. But I'm gonna trust my Lions on this one. I've trusted them a few weeks in a row. They made me look kind of crazy. But I also have seen this team fight adversity. Seen this team come in the first week of the season and beat the Chiefs. When people are literally asking why are y'all even playing in the first game of the season, like for what reason?
Why?
So like I think I got nothing but love for this Lions team, and I think that this defense can figure it out. I think this defense can lock in. The offense can move off of that defense. I don't think the defense moves off the offense. Like the offense, when the defense locks in, the offense usually figures shit out. And even in the games that they're losing, the defense keeps the scores minimal. They can figure it out. So I'm gonna trust my Lions on this one and pick them one more time, and we'll see what the fuck happens.
So this is actually a big week for the AFC playoff seeding right now. Now I'm looking at it. There's a 17 tie or 16 tie with all AFC teams for the wild card and people out of the wild card, and it's all at 7-6, which is the Broncos, also the Bengals who are playing the Vikings, and then the Steelers and Colts who are playing each other. So, and then the teams outside of the play, because the Colts and Steelers are currently sitting in the playoffs, but they play each other. So one of them is going to get bounced out, and the teams waiting outside of it are the Bills, the Bengals, the Broncos, and the Texans, and they're all tied at 7-6 right now.
Ooh.
So yeah, after Saturday night, there's gonna be some teams are gonna be sitting pretty in the playoff picture, and other teams are gonna be trying to play that catch up with just a couple weeks left.
Oh, so this shit can hit the fan in a second.
We're gonna see some playoff football. I think we're gonna see some teams playing like they're because, and like I said, the teams are playing each other. They're all 7-6. They all got winning records this Saturday. Because even the Vikings on the NFC side, they're not taking the division over the Lions. They're sitting on the wild card picture too at 7-6. Like they can't afford a loss to the Bengals, who can't afford a loss in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
Should make for an interesting weekend of football. We'll catch y'all for the Sunday night, the Sunday picks as well. It might be a quicker slate because we got 4 games before we even get to the Sunday games this weekend. Again, we appreciate everyone watching. Let's hear y'all's picks down below in the comment section, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Paul Pick 'em Win 'em. I'm joined with Kevin, Waterboy Savoy. And y'all didn't know, now y'all know, motherfuckers.